Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is up? How's everyone doing? That's funny, it showed your chat on the stream, like down here, but it didn't actually show it in the chat. Strange. Alrighty. Well, since the last stream, I have gotten ADSing built into the animation system. This was yesterday. I forgot to post it in the Discord. That's my bad. But now it like automatically, like if I press melee, it'll automatically unscope me and then scope me back in. And now, I don't know if you all saw on the replay that we were watching, now it also like replicates properly. So if I play as 2 players, I can't spectate him. I forgot I have the spectating code disabled. Give me a sec. There we go. So now, if we press U, I can't spectate. That's interesting. Oh, that is not... Oh, it's up on the arrows. I forgot that I changed it to that. Okay, now if I press up, there we go. Now we're spectating him. You see, we can still control this guy. But if I drag this guy over here, you can see that, yeah. Now we can see the ADS. We can also see his weapon switches. And all of his animations. Except for, like, ground pound. Like, the ground pound right now is not perfectly replicated. So, yeah, that's kind of what I've been working on the last few days, is doing that. However, I just yesterday also got the assault rifle reload in. It's not the greatest thing, but you know, it's a reload. So but I was realizing that like the timing of some of the guns are like the reload for the assault rifle doesn't really feel the greatest. It's actually it's the shortest compared to the other guns, whereas you would imagine something like a pistol would probably have the shortest, and then something like the SMG, being that it's a, you know, close range power weapon, you'd want to be able to reload it fast. So that's basically what we're going to attempt to do today, is we are going to mess around with some of that stuff. Also, like, switching weapons. I want to mess around with some of the timings of those, because, like, using the assault rifle in a gunfight and running out of ammo and swapping to your secondary, it is not fast. And every gamer knows the saying, you know, swapping to your primary is faster than reloading. Well, I currently don't think it is. It's not really beneficial to swap mid gunfight, so we're gonna also mess around with some of the timings of the weapon swaps, and just make those feel a little better to fight with. Goodness gracious, the damage fall off on this thing is crazy. Forgot I nerfed it to the ground. Oh, and also, I don't know if I showed this to anyone. There's now basically the shockwave animations are for the most part fully finished. The last thing I have to do on it is the actual like punching animation. I have to make variations for like different angles and whether you hit a player or not. But yeah, the player like changes their pose as they fly throughout the air. I might do another pass on it. I'm not quite happy with how or like what determines when the player don't worry about that. That's some radical changes. I don't know. I need to do some passes on some things, but for the most part, it's feeling really good. I also fixed some false hit detection errors where the client would miss on their screen, but the server would give them the hit, and I think that's why I was getting my butt kicked in so many games. But honestly, I think this sits a little too far away from the camera. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot better. Well, let's export this and get it in engine. Of course, my server's not, or I'm not connected to Perforce, so let me do that real fast. Cool. Alrighty. I am now connected, and if I go to player, first person, assault rifle, anims, and re-import this, save all. I mean, still not the greatest, but it works. Y'all know I'm not an animator, so. Alrighty. I think first things first. I think we should fix the equip times. So let's go look at what the equip times actually are. I need some way to organize this mentally. You know what? We will just use Notion and we'll create a new page. Actually, yeah, we'll just create a new page. We'll call this page weapon data. We need to split this into a grid. I've never used the column stuff. Oh goodness, that's kind of cool. Can I not turn this entire column into a color? Interesting. Didn't I select 4 columns? Why is there only 2 or 3? Ah, there it is. What is this song? What is this? Yeah, no, I'm good. Mornin is fantastic. How about you? What level are you in Arc Raiders? Alright. I can start getting these values. Okay, the equip for the assault rifle is half a second. Goodness. What's the unequip? One-quarter of a second. And the reload is currently 1.53. This is 0.42. The unequip is 0.17, so that one's way faster. And then the reload for this is currently 1.58. Dang. .42, so it's the same as the SM or as the pistol, which really shouldn't be. Unequip is also probably the same. Yeah, 0.17. Alright, now that we can look at all these values. Yeah, the pistol equip time needs to come up drastically. You think about swapping from the assault rifle to the pistol, that's a full second. Basically. And give or take, well, I guess it's the unequip, so it's 0.25 plus 0.42, so 0.67. So that's 3/4 of a second, which means if somebody hits all of their shots, that's 6 bullets that they can kill you, and I think it's like 7 to break shields, so in the middle of a gunfight, you're basically dead if you switch weapons, which that doesn't feel good. I'm thinking for like swapping to something like a pistol, it should ideally be under half a second. So I'm thinking we bring the pistol down to like point 0.2. I'm tweaking the timings of, for right now, the equip animations, because we've been noticing, because now that I have weapon switching like built into the animation system. This is something I never had before. You know, now when you like switch weapons, you can't do anything. Like, you can cancel it with a melee, and you can like throw a grenade to cancel it, or not, I guess not cancel, but you can like do that while, yeah, I've been noticing it's, each of these songs are different volumes, so I keep turning it up and down. There we go. That seems like a good volume. Let me know. But I've just been noticing that in like gunfights, now that we have this, like you can't shoot, like I'm holding shoot, and you'll see like once it swaps, it, you know, finally shoots a bullet once it fully swaps. But I've been noticing that like in the middle of gunfights, you know, I'll be fighting somebody and I'll run out of ammo. Or like, you know, I'll be fighting them and I'll run out of ammo and I want to swap to my pistol. And it just, by the time I swap to my pistol, I'm just dead. Previously, when we didn't have that, you could shoot while swapping weapons. So basically, the second that you would see your pistol reticle, you would just start shooting the pistol. And so we got kind of just used to that timing. So I'm kind of going through, and now that I have this grid of times, I can go through now and actually see like, okay, swapping from the assault rifle to the pistol would be 0.67 seconds. That's 3/4 of a second. Or 2/3, what am I saying? 2/3 of a second. And 2/3 of a second to fully swap weapons to a pistol, which, you know, swapping to a pistol, I knew someone was going to say it. I hate you so much. Swapping to something like the pistol, you know, that's supposed to be like a quick draw. Like, you want to swap to the pistol to quickly finish the kill. That's what I want the pistol to be, is something that you swap to quickly finish kills. I don't want it to be your primary like a lot of other games have it. I'm trying to make a pistol actually be a secondary. So the fact that that takes 2/3 of a second, that means somebody can sink like 6 bullets into you, maybe 7 bullets. Don't say it. And by that time, you're basically dead. Because I think... How many does it take with the assault rifle? I hate you so much. Okay, it takes 9 to break shields. Plus a 10th, so it's 10 shots to fully kill someone. Well, assuming they missed all their shots, and then they all of a sudden hit all their shots while you're switching weapons, they can deal like 7 shots while you're switching weapons, and then now it's like just a super even fight, even though if you already, or if they missed all their shots and you already got them super low, that should not be the case. You technically should win that gunfight. So I notice right now in our play tests, I'm just gonna ignore you from now on. But yeah, we've noticed from our playtest that just like switching weapons is just not worth it. It's more worth it to just like look down and throw a grenade or something like that, and that's not what I want. I want you to be able to switch weapons in the middle of a gunfight. Obviously, switching to things like a sniper rifle, yeah, that should take time because you're switching to a power weapon. Van, don't hop on it. Don't. No. So I'm thinking for the pistol, if we knock this down to like 0.22 is probably what I'm gonna aim for. So if we want to speed up the animation, we want to do 42 divided by 22. We want to speed up the animation by 1.9. We'll actually import it properly, but just for testing in Unreal. We want to speed this animation up by 1.9. And let's just see how that feels. Alright, I am going to move the spawn point down there. I'm not testing the ground pound anymore, so... I don't know if that actually sped it up. I can't tell. What if I make this like 0.1? So it's like super slow. I don't know if this actually affects the montage. Huh. There we go. That's crazy. All right, now let's set this back to 1.9. Interesting. I don't know. I think the assault rifle unequip time needs to come down. I feel like unequipping a weapon should be fairly fast, but equipping a new weapon is where it should take some time, so... And then let's knock this down to like 0.2 seconds. I want weapon switching to feel snappy. The difference between Gen 2 and Gen 3 is that Gen 2, I never had unequip animations. When you would just start switching, it would just immediately play the equip animation of the gun you're switching to. It would immediately switch the gun. That's something that's new in Gen 3 versus Gen 2, so I'm having to kind of play around with animation timings to get the same feeling. But obviously, I still want it to feel good. If we wanted to go down to 0.2 from 0.25, we need to play it at 1.2% speed, I think. Where's you gonna do the math? 25 divided by 20, 1.25. I thought it was going to be 1.25 and I just didn't trust myself. Lesson to all you people, don't trust yourself when it comes, well, unless you're bad at math. Yeah, unfortunately, very rarely, occasionally, I also stim do it, so. Or, like, I'll be watching a video with, like, with my new roommate. And somebody in the video or movie or something will say that, and we'll just like give each other the side eye, and we just... Golly, I didn't even make the assault rifle equip that much faster. And I can like, it's just a really drastic change. And that's the second thing. That's the one of the next few things we'll have to fix is like reloading cancels all animations. It'll have to cancel the animation if you actually cancel it. But that's building the reloading into the animation system, which is like the last thing on my list. The next two things are mantling, because obviously right now there's just no animation. So I'll have to do mantling, and then I'll have to do equipment, because doing an equipment is not yet built into the animation system. And then once those two are done, then I can come back to reloading and make sure that's built in. Then once that's built in, all of the animations are built in, and it's nice and quick. I mean, I think timing-wise that feels good. So, yeah, I think that feels good. So we moved the assault rifle to 0.2 and the pistol to 0.22 for equipping. So that means the total switch time is 0.42, which is under a second, like I said. It's literally the equip time of the pistol, or of the old pistol. I'm just gonna see what happens if we change the assault rifle unequipped to be like 1.15 instead. So I think it feels a little too fast. That feels good. I like that so far. So it came down to 0.22. Okay. You saw rifle equip. Swapping back to it. That could be a little faster. Yeah, that could be a little faster. Let's try 1.2% speed. So that'll bring it down to 0.42. Yeah, I'm happy with that. 0.42. Equipped for the pistol is fine, or unequipped for the pistol is fine. Equipping the SMG is a light weapon, or a lighter weapon than the AR, so I think that, personally, that should be faster. Let's go 1.25. So that brings it down to 0.33. Honestly, quicker than that. Because we're swapping from the pistol to the SMG. If we have it at 0.33 now, 0.33, so that's literally a half a second switch time. Let's just try 1.3 on the animation. Actually, I don't think I saved this. I don't know if that was implemented, or if that was working. Nah, definitely needs to be a little faster. Let's go 1.3. That seriously only brings it to 0.32. That's crazy. Is this just not updating? I don't know why this just doesn't feel faster. Golly. Uh. Hmm. Yeah. And the unequip, I want it to actually be 0.2 seconds. Or sorry. So if we want 0.2, then we do 0.17 divided by 0.2. We need to slow it down by... Oh, it's already... I made it faster. We need to multiply 0.85 times 1.5. So we actually need to bring this down to 1.275. That brings it to 0.2 exactly. I love when math works out. Yeah, that feels better. Gonna have to go and definitely like reanimate these to be animated for these proper times. But now that we know these proper times and that these are what probably will feel good, reanimating them should be mostly easy. Alrighty. That's balanced. Now we need to balance the reloads. So... I mean, 1.53, you think about the optimal time to kill is on average a second. So reloading should be something not necessarily that penalizes you, but it should be something that you think about. So I'm fine with the assault rifle being a 1.53 reload time. Pistol, however, needs to come down drastically. I think that should come down to like less than a second. Like that should be like 0.9, I don't know, let's just throw a random 2 in there and see how that feels. So what was it? 1.58. 1.5 divided by 0.92. 1.71. Let's just round that to 1.7. Yeah, we'll leave that at that for now. So whatever was it 1.53? I already can't remember the number. 1.58. 1.58 divided by 1.7 is now 0.92, which is exactly what we had it at. Cool. I could have just gone in here too. Oh, it says 0.93 in here. You're so annoying. I'm actually curious what like Halo 5's reload times are, because Halo 5's reload times felt nice and snappy. And Onyx takes a lot of inspiration from Halo 5 for like encounters, for like the gameplay encounters. I take a lot from Halo 5, so like A lot of the damage values are inspired. We've tweaked them to fit more of the pacing of Onyx, but like we always start with like Halo 5 values to feel fair. At least time to kills. The weapons. The weapon like fire rates, that's something that I decide as the designer, as the game designer. But the time to kills, I always go, oh my, you know, it's not the stupidest, it's a pretty stupid idea, but it's not the worst assassination idea I've ever gotten. Huh. Let's just go look at this guy's videos. It would indeed. Bruh, does this guy... Does he not have the Magnum analysis? He's got mythic magnums, but he doesn't have... Does he not just have the normal pistol? Is that... Oh, that's all CE.
Red reticle ranges and maybe a slight reduction.
What am I saying? I can just do Halo 5 Magnum reload time. Wait, didn't that just show it? Was that what he was about to show? Nope. I don't want the gunfighter. Huh. I wonder if this video will show it. What battle pass? No one goes over how long it takes to reload. Oh. Oh, the Magnum reload time is 1.1 seconds in Halo 5? Okay. I don't know, let's see how fast 1.1 or my 0.92 is. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty fast. Well, let's go down to 1.1. Let's see how that feels. Still feels a tad fast, but we'll test it in game. We'll see if it feels too quick. However, I now have to go to the pistol and also do that as 1.43. Now it plays at the same rate. Yeah, there we go. Now we can set this to 1.1. Assault rifle I'm fine with. SMG, I kind of want to bring that down The SMG is kind of supposed to be a middle ground between like something like the pistol and the assault rifle. Like it's supposed to be better than the assault rifle, and the pistol's just supposed to be a cleanup weapon, so everything about it is supposed to be fast. So I'm thinking like this should probably be like 1.35. We're gonna go take a look at Halo 5, though I think Halo 5 has what, way faster reload speed, or way longer reload speed. Huh. Does this guy have a playlist of all of his Halo 5 weapon guides? Halo 5 weapon guides. There are only 3 videos? Damn, that's crazy. .2 seconds is the reload time for the SMG in Halo 5? That's crazy. Oh, are these all? These are all empty reloads. I don't want empty reloads. Those have different timings. Yeah, it's like 1.5 seconds. Okay. Let's do 1.67 divided by 1.67. Gosh, I hate you. I know you're gonna say it. 1.23. Just round up to 1.24. Okay, you're so annoying. You know, I'm not gonna play any more Terrified now just because of you. You're exporting your video? Hell yeah. I think that feels good. Story mode. Brother, I don't even have multiplayer working. I can't even start thinking about a story mode. Yeah, I like those timings. Okay. Alright, that's the end of the stream. I did what I did. Alright, I did what I wanted. The timings are finished. No, stream's not actually over. How do I not get burned out? Oh, I do. Actually, I do get burned out. I would say the major reason why I don't get burned out is that I just don't spend as much time on the game as I used to. Back when I didn't have a job and I was working on Gen 2, the reason why Gen 2 had so much content is because I was just working on it day in and a day out. Like, you know, any times when my friends were at work and stuff, I was just completely working on, like, Onyx was my job at that point. I was just working on it like a full-time job. I definitely got burnt out then, and I definitely do still get burnt out now. The big difference is that I don't have as much time to work on it, so I try to maximize my time. Just because, you know, with work and all that, like I have like only like 4 or 5 hours that I can work on the game a day, but between, you know, adulting and whatnot, that tends to come down to probably around like 2-3 hours. And that's why I don't stream very often, because a lot of those times I don't actually have those 2 to 3 hours to actually code, or the energy to stream it. So but I definitely do get burned out. I don't think it's more so being burnt out. I think it's more so lack of, I don't know, not willingness, but like lack of wanting to code certain things. Like you look at the polish checklist, we've got all of this stuff that I still got to do, and like the whole animation system that I was telling you guys about, like how I just got unequipping and ADS built into it, which is why they're checked off now. Gosh, why is this song so loud? Like those things aren't fun to add or fun to code, and so I end up just like not necessarily being burnt out, but just being bored because I don't want to code half of this stuff. Like some of this stuff, you know, they're good for the gameplay and they'll make a big difference, but they're not like, it's basically the opposite of what I did for Gen 2. So Gen 2 was purely just add. It was just add new stuff, or new thing after new thing after new thing. Maybe some balancing here and there, but it was just, I was just always adding stuff. I was never making sure that the systems were like redundant, that the systems were, is redundant the word I'm looking for? I don't think that, like, make sure that the code is, I don't know what word I'm looking for. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But like making sure that the code is reliable. No Gen 4. Maybe Gen 4 artwork, but code wise, this is the final one. I will do some updates to these systems. That's why, like, you know, I've got I don't know if I actually have it on here, but I have like a health update coming on. Actually last night I was chatting with my boys. You know, let's take a look. I don't think that there's you know, yeah, look, there's no spaghetti code in this project at all. Like that's super clean. Look at that. That's like the cleanest my code has ever been. Like you can just look at this and easily tell what's going on. Let's go look at the components and go to weapons. Oh, let's go look at the shooting component. Yeah, I mean that's like super clean, right? You know, I don't think that's messy at all. I think that looks great. But no, like that with Gen 2, it was just purely adding new stuff. I wasn't making sure it was networked properly. I wasn't making sure that it was like done properly. I I was just adding new stuff just to see how much content we could get in, which was kind of the point. Gen 2 was always kind of built as kind of a, let's just see what we can create. Like, it wasn't necessarily meant to be the final version of the game. It was just kind of built as, is this a fun game idea? Let's get as much in here as we can to see if this game idea is a fun game idea that I should continue with. And I think the overall response was a very strong, resounding yes, it is. So yeah, this version is actually making sure that things are done properly and for the most part optimally. I definitely haven't done the most optimized code, but optimization is always like the last thing you do. And I will optimize a lot of this when it comes time to do the vertical slice playtest, because obviously I want this to run on everyone who wants to join the playtest. So I will definitely do some optimizing. There's definitely some code that I can optimize, but yeah, so code-wise, there's not many things that are making a big change, and that's why I'm also starting small, because any code changes that I do need to completely redo, it's not going to be as big of a code rewrite. Like right now, I'm already realizing that my weapon system, I'm going to completely revamp how I'm doing my weapon system. Like a lot of this is going to get condensed down into separate functions that are then just called one right after the other. This is doing all the code for spawning tracers and the sounds and the impact effects and playing the animation and all that. I should probably just have separate functions called play sound, or spawn impact effect, spawn tracer, spawn muzzle flash, spawn, or like play animation. Like I should just have those as separate functions that are then just called sequentially. So there's a lot of stuff. I'm gonna be adding more components to this, like a fire rate component, because right now that's built into the player, which when you think about it makes 0 sense. Why is the fire rate code built into the player? The player is not the one that determines the fire rate. It determines if the player wants to shoot or not. So I need to build like a semi-auto, a burst, a charge and hold, and stuff like that component. And then I also need to build like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna like modularize my weapon code. I've been chatting a bunch with some friends over the last few days about that. And the big thing that I just chatted about last night was game modes. So right now, Unreal has like a game mode system where when you start a game mode is automatically created, and it creates all of these other classes by default. So like it'll create a game state and stuff like that. So anytime I want to load into a match, I have to tell it, oh, I want to load into the match with game mode deathmatch, and it'll load this game mode. And it's not a bad approach, but we just found out last night that I can add actor components to the game mode, which means instead I can just have the game mode base. And this will be one game mode that this is just always used in multiplayer, and we dynamically add components at runtime based off of the actual game mode that we're playing. So essentially I'll have a component for infection, a component for capture the flag. And the strong thing about this is that we can dynamically change the game mode in the middle of a match if we wanted to. So you might think to yourself, oh, why do you want to do that? Well, you know, if you're just playing around having some fun with friends and you realize we just want to play infection on this map, instead of going back to the main menu, setting up infection, and then going right back into the game, you can just pull open, like in my case, I would just pull open this debug menu that I have, click on game, and you would set there'd be a button for like, oh, change game mode, and you click on that, you set it to infection, and then you can set up the options just in the middle of the game. You don't have to go to the menu and do it. And the big thing that'll be great about that is think about Atlas, the creative mode for Onyx. One of the things that we had was like, we wanted you to be able to test your maps inside of Atlas, because you think about things like Halo. You build your map, you're like, oh, this, you know, you're building your map with a buddy or 2 or 3 or 4, however many you want to build with, since, you know, Forge is multiplayer. Let's say you're building an infection map and you want to test it. Well, you have to save the map, make sure it saves, go back to the menu, and mind you, Infinite's menu is horrible at load times. So you go back to the menu, and then you set up the infection game mode, and then now you have to go right back into the match. And that can take upwards of like 2 minutes just to go back to the menu, change the settings, and get back into a game. What if you're building your map in the Atlas game mode, and you want to test your map, you just like open up your menu, your pause menu or whatever, and you click test game mode, you go over to your saved game modes, you click infection, you click whichever one is yours, and it automatically reloads the map. Like, it doesn't reload the map, it'll just fade the screen to black and like destroy like any players, pickups and stuff like that, and then call the start functions on everything. So you could, in theory, swap from building the map to testing the map with an actual game mode in 5 or 10 seconds versus 2 minutes, which means you can just hop back and forth between building the map and testing the map way quicker than you ever would be able to otherwise. So that's where the new game mode system is going to be like huge. But as you can see, I already have game mode deathmatch and game mode testing. Testing is what I use in the editor, and deathmatch is what I use in actual games. And this has, you know, custom code for like, I guess the game state doesn't have it, the game mode has it. This has, you know, custom code for like, oh, if the player dies, increase their score, or increase their killer's score. So that's one of those things that the game mode system is going to have to go through a huge pass. But it's not Gen 4 code, it's just getting a pass on the code. So, yeah, no Gen 4 Onyx. I can promise you that. But maybe Gen 4 art. Because Gen 3 art is looking great so far. I'm not going to spill the beans, but it's looking great so far. However, you know, we might even upgrade the art past that, but it depends. Yeah, you better not say anything. All I'll tell you is that it's technically finished. We're going through the post-production, I guess, if you will. Just going through the verification phase and making sure that everything looks good, which I actually have to do after this stream. So there it is. There's the Unreal Engine freeze. I was waiting for it to happen. Surprised it didn't happen earlier in stream. Yeah, no, it's not your internet. It's just Unreal. It freezes for like 30 to 40 seconds, basically every couple hours. I don't know if it's like some networking thing in the background that's like just causes it to hog resources and so it freezes. There we go. Should be good for another hour or so. Ha, Unity is not better. Does it have some things that are better than Unreal? Sure, but Unreal also has some things that are better than Unity. So it depends what game you're making. For multiplayer games, I think Unreal is better. Every multiplayer game I've ever played in Unity has basically been horrible, except for the games that are like really dedicated to making it feel good. You're just using default Unreal Engine or default Unity networking. It's horrible. Because like Installation 01, when like we'll go watch some of their videos. I always love doing that. Like if we look at I don't know, that's a pretty good video though. What the heck is this? January update. Gameplay demo, here we go. Hey, I never talked bad about Red Match 2. All I'm saying is Red Match 2 is completely client authoritative, so that's why it feels good. Basically anything client authoritative, if you don't have hackers in the game, will feel good, because if you see yourself shoot the bullet, you get the kill. So, but like, you know, Installation 01 gameplay, like they're building a shooter, and so they want the networking to feel good. Now their feedback isn't necessarily the best in that clip, but this was also very early on, so oh wow, they don't show gameplay in here. Interesting. Wait a minute. Interesting. I want a map that like gives this vibe in Onyx. Nice soft lighting. I love this would fit the Tron vibe perfectly. Honestly, Mr. Bean is a goat at, or is the goat at like lighting. He's so good at like lighting environments. Remember, I was helping him. We were gonna make Halo free. We were gonna make Halo in Unreal Engine, just like as a gimmick. Once we heard that Halo was transitioning to Unreal, we were gonna like quickly throw together something, and we did throw together something really quickly. And he started like making a map and lighting it, and he was goated. But yeah. I finished the stuff on the list. Now I finished the stuff that I wanted to do on stream. Now I don't know what to do. Because a lot of this stuff is going to take a lot of time. I mean, I don't know if any of my testers are in chat and want to run a test, or if they can even hear. I'm sure they have the stream open. It's just probably muted. stick. Oh my gosh. I've been talking. My mic was apparently muted. I think I muted my mic to like clear my throat. Whoops. I've been talking this entire time. I've been like making commentary on all these videos. Damn. Whoops. This is also a system that I just came up with today, how I'm going to do in this version of Onyx, like how I'm going to do the player op or like the custom game options. Oh, speedy sniper swords. This was a fun game mode. You heard what? All right, it finished. Let me just do my, you know, normal. Oh, yeah, you didn't hear anything. Yeah, I got you. Let me just do my normal be right back screen while I upload this to Steam. All right. I did not want to go to my main monitor. Look how fast that update was. It's crazy. All right, he's gonna host, so I'm gonna play as a client. That way y'all can see, you know, how it is to play as a client. Probably gonna get my butt kicked because I'm extremely tired. Even having coffee is not gonna help me to be my best because this guy's a sweat. Dang. All right, let's test these. I haven't even swapped weapons or anything. Let's just test these new things.
Try the leader.
I had to hit him with it. My aim sucks. And then again, I'm using the assault rifle out of its intended range. This guy plays so weird.
Taking the lead.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And I'm marked. Damn. Well. I'll get to see my jittery aim. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Dang, what a good shot. I thought I had a thruster. I didn't actually look in the bottom right.
Oh wow, I'm tied.
Teabagging should give you shield back. I can make it do that in the teabag confirmed game mode. And I'm off the map. That's crazy. Melted. Absolutely melted. Oh, I missed that jump. Yep, that makes sense. Yep. I was too busy trying to do parkour. Melted. Of course, he's got a shield boost. I need my shield to recharge. Please, please recharge. Oh, and he just took him out again. Dang it. And mine doesn't even hit. It's crazy. That's crazy. That's insane. I feel like I should hit that. I'm gonna actually clip that, even though I can go back and look at it on the stream. Yeah, that's fair. Speaking of, I bought a stream deck, so I should be able to like take clips and stuff faster. He's invis. I know it. Ah, there he is. No, I barely missed him. That's unfortunate. I should have swapped to my pistol. What a pulse. I just messed that up. Dang, good shots. Of course, you're right there. And my nade bounced past him. My nades lately have not been good. Guys, do I leave the game when I get past him? That way I Oh no, that was good on his part. I missed my ground pound. What a nade. Oh yeah, we should probably do another match on Pathos because that has the SMG, so we can test the SMG changes. No, I was so close. If I just hit him in the body, he would have been dead. No way, I don't hit the headshot there. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, my aim is horrible. That is the worst aim I have ever had in my life. Dang it. So bad. Hey, the swapping actually felt decent. I didn't like, that's one of those instances where I really would have felt it. Yeah, you thought that grenade would kill me. Yeah, you thought. This dude thinks a lot. Dang. That's unfortunate. Oh, bruh. Beamed, actually beamed. Dang it, neither of those nades hit him. Dang it, I didn't realize I had a double jump. I thought I had thruster. I swear I glanced in the bottom left and saw thruster. Let's go. Holy crap, I should not have almost lost that. My headshots are not it today. I mean, still 18-15. That pre-nade is insane. I'm kind of cracked.
3
Dang.
seconds. Let's go.
Y'all saw my jitter aim when I'm trying to hit the headshot. Now that's how the ground pound's supposed to work. Oh, that's game. Dang.
Really?
Oh, that was good. I'm gonna host on Pathos. Let me set the time limit back to 10 for when he joins. So it can be fair. Yeah, that's how the shockwave's supposed to work. Yeah, he kind of played me there. And he's gonna play me there. Goodness gracious, I'm bad. Chat. I'm not going pro in this. You see that nade? You see that pre-nade by him? I mean, to be fair, I pre-naded him all the time. Dude, this guy is a sweat. No, I was never going to go pro, but now especially not. Give me my beloved SMG back. It has 6 bullets. Give me this ammo. How do you know? That's crazy. Y'all see that? I'm full on invis and he just jumps over the edge and just... I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. God. And spawn. I'm just gonna run. I wasn't able to run, and now he's gonna get the SMG. Oh, he doesn't pick it up. He's also just an absolute sweat on this map. I think he's dead. That's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm dead. I'm not dead. That's crazy that I get away. I was gonna say, if I lose this, I deserve to never play my game again. Yeah, I should not have tried to ground pound there. Alright, he's got an SMG, I need to remember that. Alright, sounds good. See ya. There we go, baby. That's how the ground pound's supposed to be used. Gotta lure him into it. I swear I heard footsteps up there. Watch this nade. Watch this nade. Ready? Oh, he's just gonna double jump up there. That's crazy.
Left.
Is he invis? I'm confused. He is. Ow. Yeah. Uh-huh. I took the lead, guys. Keep the teabags though. Oh my gosh. I'm in the zone. I'm so good. Okay, he has a pulse blade. Good to know. Yeah, as soon as my shields broke, I knew it was done for. Dang. So close. That's crazy, nade. That is not the range to be using the AR. That is a range for the BR. Which is supposed to be on this map, but we don't have it in the game, so. Oh, baby. That was close. That's unfortunate. I don't have any more nades. Dang it, I didn't even break his shield boost. Crazy. That's crazy. What am I doing? That's crazy. I thought I could get away. Still winning though.
You've only got 1 minute left.
Dang. I think I need to increase the SMG damage to health. I think it does just a tad too little health to health.
Seconds. Let's go.
Yeah, it's crazy nade. Should not have used my thrust. Oh, and that's game.
You won.
GG's.
Keep it up.
All right, well, that's the playtest. Alrighty, well. I didn't realize that it has already been 2 hours. For stream. That playtest, definitely took a chunk of time. Which I think in that case I will probably end stream here. Well, we'll probably work on next stream, maybe tomorrow. Depends how tired I am. Depends if I go to bed on time today, which probably is not going to be the case. We will work on the death screen. So let me add that to this list, which Yeah. Death/respawn screen. We need to add the respawn timer. And we need to add spectating. Swap spectating. Fancy anims. That's what we'll put on there. This can go into code. That we can also probably do pretty quickly, and then we'll do this. And then I'll probably do this right now as soon as the stream ends. And then this I have to send a message for, so yeah. Yes, sir. Hopefully another stream soon. I'm gonna say maybe tomorrow. Don't plan on it, but maybe tomorrow. I honestly probably was gonna go to sleep as soon as I got home today, but then I was like, I should probably stream. So that's the only reason why I'm not asleep. But I will probably end up sleeping as soon as I get home tomorrow. We'll see. So I'll send a message in the Discord like I did today if I decide to stream. But there's quite a few things that I want to think about, and I want to plan out my next big priority, which I guess right now is the death screen, but I'll be thinking about that at work tonight, so that when we start coding it tomorrow, I can be ready to just hammer it out, just call it good. So on that note, thank you everyone for joining, and we will work on some more stuff tomorrow. I think today's stuff that I changed, even though it was pretty short, honestly feels good. So until next time, see ya.